Hey everybody, how's it going? This is Malcolm Rose, and today I'm doing something a little bit special. You've probably seen or heard of my showcases for some other forks like Bloat Crawl and Orbit Fire Crawl, and later I'm going to do Hell Crawl. But today we've got something called Quickcrawl. I've chosen to do a showcase for this because the concept really interests me. The idea is it's the base game, no changes, except you get experience faster, you get piety faster, I think, and the game is shortened significantly. There's only one floor of each branch, the dungeon is smaller, and so on and so forth. So we should be able to finish an entire 15 rune game in less than an hour. That's what I think, without even rushing too much. At least that's what we're going to try. This game is a little bit buggy, or at least reports indicate that it has been a little buggy. Sometimes Pandemonium and Hell just weren't spawning and things like that. I've been chatting with the guy who made this. His name is Aaron E. Golden. Seems like a nice guy. He mentioned that he had fixed those issues, and so I was waiting until it seemed like all that stuff was resolved, and then I was going to move in and see about getting the first 15 rune win. I understand that someone actually did that already. I think it was more like a 14 rune win though, because Tomb didn't spawn. So, who knows if I'll be able to get the first one or not. But why don't we go ahead and do it? Why don't we go ahead and get started and kind of see what this fork is all about. Now, considering how shortened it is, I assume that there's not as much loot, so that almost makes me want to play a Knoll. As usual, like with my sprint showcases, Knolls seem nice because they can use anything. However, let's get a little fancy. I had a request from one of my subscribers, Adabise, wanted me to play some more throwing, so I think it might be kind of fun to play another ogre and try to use throwing to win this. So let's make it an ogre arcane marksman, and of course we go with the large rocks. Put on throwing. So let's take a look. Do we have anything special? Nope, just the base game. Start with our large rocks, start with throwing nets, so on and so forth. Yeah, actually, you know what? I do need to do one thing. I need to go into my RC. This is just a basic RC. I haven't fooled with it. But I want to put auto fight throw equals true. Help if I actually put the equals sign in there, huh? What the hell's going on? Oh no. No. What's happening? Okay, well that was weird. I told you it's a bit buggy. I should probably tell him about that, but oh wow. An adder on D1. I assume that's normal. It seems like we're getting more drops than usual, but this could be a coincidence. Whoa. Okay, well, I don't know how that net, I must have misclicked or something, but it sent my net flying that way. In any event, it appears we've killed the adder with the power of large rock. We're going to get strength, of course. Let's macro spacebar to 5 for resting. Trading nothing but throwing for the time being. Get these stones. Why don't we go ahead and memorize portal projectile? I guess I'm gonna have to use my large rocks a little bit. Let's definitely use it against these guys. Nice. It's a little risky. I guess there's going to be a ton of adders on D1, I suppose. Since everything's shortened, there's probably a very enhanced loot table. Now, normally I wouldn't wear a ring that's unidentified without being sure that I had to remove curse, but I get the feeling we're going to have to take a few risks if we want to win this on our first try, so I'm doing that. Picking up the spear and wielding it. It's our first weapon. We're going to grab some needles, even though there's no blowgun yet. Now the goal is to find Oka. My understanding is that all the gods should be represented on D1. Now we're already level... what is it? Level 6? So we're a lot better off than we were a second ago. Some altars, none of which are Oka. And there's no temple. I thought the temple was on D1. I see that this wacky thing has happened. The temple's got to be in there. So we got bamboozled a little bit. However, I do see there's a scarf. Let's grab that. Repulsion, not bad. We're going to have to come back up, unfortunately. Oh, come on. I guess I'll just try to melee him down. Whoa! What? That's not good. I'm trying to panic read here. Oh, there's the death. Alright, so that's kind of BS. D2 Sphinx. Obviously not getting this on the first try. You're expected to fight a Sphinx on level 2, so something tells me he needs to iron out. He probably needs to iron things out a little bit. Let me think about this. Do I want to stick with throwing? It's probably not ideal now that I know that that's possible. Probably the best thing would be a book start, like a pure book start. Probably a null, in fact, since you could kill things, you know, like a Sphinx by the time you're level 6. But we're gonna try this again, just because I'm stubborn, and maybe we'll get a floor that. Whoops! Oh, I know what's happening. I'm pressing Y because I usually have "Don't Fire" engraved on these things. That's why my net's going off in the other direction. I just have to be careful not to do that. Anyway, this time we shouldn't, hopefully we shouldn't get bamboozled with a floor that doesn't have the... You gotta be kidding me. It doesn't have the temple without going down and back up, because it seems like there's a enormous power boost in the monsters once you hit D2. Wow, pretty enormous amount of danger on D1 as well. Wow, this giant club is just not... This is not doing it for me. And we're out of things to throw. Yeah, I've determined throwing is not the way to win this consistently. Sorry, Atabees. It's not really working out. Alright, let's just do a null. That's my instinct. It's, you know, it's gonna be the best caster. We'll get wizard. You know, obviously we aren't needing to mess around with our training since we're a null. We start out very strong. Grab this guy's flail. Rest up. Go ahead and get Call Imp. I see that we have a temple. Have some options here. Let's see. None of these are particularly ideal, although Gozag's... Well, Gozag would be bad, because we're not killing as much stuff. So unless Aaron Golden, I believe that's his name, unless he has had the foresight to increase gold drops from Gozag, which I seriously doubt, is probably no good. However, I do believe he's increased piety. let's just think about this. Kiku is an option. If I wanted to go the necromancy route, Vehumet is silly but okay. You know what? We're gonna roll the dice on Ashinzari. That's the fun one that I used the guide for, or that I wrote the guide for, a Gnoll Wizard of Ashinzari. So it seems appropriate. This is a -1 scroll, but it's a cursed item, so, or it's a -1 sling rather, but it'll give me piety by, you know, walking around with it. Intelligence. Let's get Blink. Let's get Conjure Flame. Let's get Mephitic Cloud. But if I were to guess at what the optimal god would be for this, because there's less floors and presumably less loot, that tells me that we really want a god that gives us stuff. Books, spells, items, whatever. Sif Muna probably would have been wiser, but this is more fun. Dang. Get him in the Meph Cloud. Use agility. Wow, this is tough. This is really interesting. I want to kill this to get the level. There we go. Get some more hit points off of that. Ambrosia. We're gonna risk getting confused, and unfortunately we do. Potion of Curing. Alright, come on. There we go. Nice. I'd like them to wander into the flames, but that doesn't seem to want to happen here. Sweet. More intelligence. We're just going to have to kind of hold our breath and hope that we find a book. And hope that we find curse scrolls. Ooh, Amulet of Faith. I didn't even see that I found that. That's useful. Teleport scroll. There was Sif Muna. Now my understanding is there's actually too much experience, so we'll probably swap off of Ashinzari at some point, because we're going to end up, the way I saw it described is that you end up with 27 skills across the board, so I'm assuming that that happens to gnolls as well. Okay, no wands or anything yet. Let's identify some things. Very cool that we have remove curse already. Why don't we go ahead and curse the... do I want to curse the Amulet of Faith? Sure, why not? I'll even enchant this sling. We want to come back up to see what's in that little cubby hole there. We probably want to grab this Needle of Sleeping. No blowgun, unfortunately. Now let's go down. Okay, time for the craziness of D2. However, we're a level 8, or excuse me, a level 10 Null Wizard, and this time I have, you know, unlike that Ogre, I have lots of cool options for disabling things, you know. If I run into another Sphinx, you know, I can do something about that this time. Okay, what in the hell is this? We got slime pits. All right, not quite ready for that yet, but maybe soon. I'm just really banking on a book. That's the only problem here, is that without a book, we cannot. I don't want to say that we can't win, but it's not particularly likely. Oh, hello. And we could probably still use weapons, maybe? Oh, jeez. This wonderful +0 sling we got here. Trying to use imps to take this thing out, but Potion of Heal Wounds, darn. Well, it's good, I guess, but jeez, why are vampire mosquitoes so fast? If I could just not kill my imps so quickly, that'd be awesome. Oh, all right. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna blink. There we go. Good, good. Not great, but good. See, we can't meth cloud those guys. They're immune to poison, so unfortunately we run right back into them. We have no tools, really, to deal with this problem, except for that. That and, you know, Conjure Flame plus Magic Dart. Alright, I'll take it. Zombies will stupidly walk right into the flames. And we can kinda, sorta deal with Orc right now. Oh my god. Am I slow for some reason? Why? I guess he just got really lucky with random energy. Oh, jeez. Let's just make it to the staircase. I know we can beat him. It's just a matter of the flames actually working. Nice. Wasted a turn there. Okay, we're gonna spend a turn in combat with him. I'm gonna risk another round with him and he dies. Good. A little bit risky, but we took down a Hydra. Very nice. Okay, my imp unfortunately is in the way and I don't even want him to be here anymore. Crap. Really got bad luck there. jeez. 17 plus acid. Okay, good, he's dead. A little bit risky. We're making this work, though. This is why Wizard is a wonderful, wonderful start, especially Null Wizard. You know, the tools are not flashy. You mostly spend a lot of time hiding behind clouds and zapping things with Magic Dart. But if it works, you know, and that'll let you, even in a regular game of Crawl, that'll essentially get you all the way past Lair just by itself, just that single book. Although to a large degree that's true of any book start. We could be using that battle axe, I suppose. Do I even want to find out what's on D3? Remember, I'm going into this blind. I know almost nothing about this fork. I see that there's an item. Oh, God. Uncursed Gloves of Strength. Well, we're gonna curse those to get more experience. Or more piety, rather. What we really need are 2 rings so we can curse, so we can become super awesome at spellcasting. I don't want to fight this Ogre Mage, but I think we almost have to. Ouch. Ouch. Okay. He doesn't want to get confused. We're going to try a different staircase. Oh, come on. Yes, you're confused. Well, we could get wrecked by large rocks. So we kind of need to leave. Yeah, if I was going to be optimal about this, the more I play this, the more I'm almost certain you need a god with gifts. Otherwise, you're just relying on the floor RNG to be kind to you, which is very rarely a position you want to be in. There's Spider. I don't think there's any lair at all. You just get the lair branches. Man, we're level 13. Hey, Wand of Acid, Ijib. Stay back here, he won't go in there. There we go. Just take him down. Get that wand. Very helpful. Could be using the dagger of venom. There was another one earlier as well. Oh, he goes into the flames. No. Oh, and we're slowed. At what point did that happen? Oh. Oh, jeez. Alright. Blink. Okay, that's fine. Okay, he's slowly petrifying. That's fine. Do we have cancellation? It doesn't look like it. I wish I wasn't slowed. I could haste. Severely wounded. You know what? I think I need to haste. Oh my god. it's time to leave this floor. I gotta heal wounds. Jeez, what are we gonna do? This is really, really bad. Oh, I have scattershot and acid. Petrifying. Yeah, we're so screwed. We gotta teleport. And curing. We're petrified next to this guy. Acid. Okay, somehow we've lived 3 acids while slow next to a gargoyle, and yet we're alive. I'll take it, but by no means are we guaranteed to survive this. I'm gonna rest. Oh no. He's right there. If I whisper, he won't see me. Unfortunately, he's seen me. He won't go into the flame, I guess. He knows he's vulnerable. So we're just gonna take him down with magic darts. Or perhaps sling bullets. Something's coming. Good, got him. Nice, full hit points. I'm not going to pretend that my survival was not at least in part due to luck, but I'll take it. Javelin's penetration, that's a good find. Sea snake. We have no curing, so we need to be very careful. Is this resistant to poison? No, it's not. I'm going to let him hit me once, because that probably, I don't think, can poison me to death. Ah, crap, it's a shape changer. There we go. Nope, didn't die. He's changing. Not sure why this shadow is injured. Javelins, alright. Wolf Spider Simulacrum is dead. Oh, come on. I can use one of acid if need be. Looks like it needs be. So we'll take out our big risky ogre mage. Ifrit. Remember, no resistances yet. Conjure Flame doesn't work for us here, and he is resistant to poison. We're gonna have to use our evocations. Huh, he had a curing potion. Uh-oh. Let's walk away from the Cyclops. Come on, confuse. Keep him confused this time. Nice. -3 longbow. Now I should probably be putting body armor on of some sort. I guess. Seems like we're kind of stuck with... Well, I can at least wear this. We're kind of stuck with our starter book, so it might be time to go into armor. Can't believe this is dead. Another... oh no. Please get confused. You don't want to get confused, do ya? Okay, this is fine. Crap, out of mana. We don't know what he can do. Yeah, we do. He's the Venom Bolt guy. I guess we gotta use some scatter shot. And there's our buddy, who is confused now. Let's see what we can do with these sling bullets, if anything. Oh wow, it's actually getting a little work done. Wow, we got him. If we just find one good weapon, you know. There's so few enemies, I suspect that if you did use longbows or something, ammo would not be an issue even without using Oka. Except at the very beginning of the game, perhaps. Okay, I'll hang out next to this Manticore, I guess. As long as he's in the flame. This centaur doesn't appear to have any ranged attacks, and he had a wand of Ice Blast, so that's a nice little find. Scrolls of Immolate, let's turn those on for pickup in the future. Tengu Conjurer. Certainly a lot of fun things on this floor. Meth Cloud letting me kill stuff I really shouldn't be able to kill. I see that the game has been kind enough to give me a buckler. I'll take that. Wind Drake. Let's, you know what? Let's not curse anything. I'm really trying to save it for rings, so I can get better casting skill. Just confused. These guys have a lot of hit points, unfortunately. It's just funny, this magic dart, you know. It's low damage, but it's relatively guaranteed. Obviously, we're more than full spell power on it, but what are you gonna do, you know? We are becoming a bit of a powerhouse, so that's a welcome addition. Oh wow, we're on the equivalent of D15. I can tell because I recognize this vault. That's the depths. Yeah, that's the depths staircase. Fascinating. 3 floors, huh? These guys resistant to poison? No, they're not. He can do a good 75 damage to me, so I need to be a little bit careful. Boom, confused. How am I gonna do 104 damage? Okay, that's a start. Okay, I don't know if you're paying attention, but I cast Conjure Flame twice, and he just cold bolted it to turn it off. twice in a row. Oh god. Up we go. Could have died there easily. Is there anywhere else we can go that would be safer than this? It doesn't seem like it. I could probably make Orcish Mines work, which would give me a chance to find a book in the shops. Kind of questionable. I'm hoping we run into Roxanne. If I could get staff form, that pretty much resolves the whole game for me by itself. There we go. Yeah, I just can't do enough damage to beat this thing. Alright. Keep making sizzling sounds, that's fine. He's almost dead. Why don't I just try to scattershot him? Got him. Well, there's a good weapon. That's the first good weapon, I suppose. First really good weapon, anyway. Battle Axe of Freezing. I could just go... I could go be a melee dude. It appears as though the centaur drowned himself. It's another fun use of Meph Cloud. Scroll of Random Uselessness. Okay. Well, we have Lignify. Wasted one, but that's okay. I'm really reluctant to uncurse this sling, considering remove curse is going to be a real is going to be a thing we want to be careful about not wasting. Okay, well, with no lair, the safest place for him to be is probably Orc Mines, like I was saying, although this could go south real quick. We do have MR Plus from this leather armor, it's just that we suck in melee. I'd love to have digging or something, that would be really good. Let's pull this warrior up. Nice. If I could just brand this sling, it may sound a little odd, but that would make this character much better. Out of all the things that I could hope for right now, other than a book, I think that'd be it. Alright, this is one floor, I can already tell. By the way, we should grab sling bullets. This is working out, as long as we don't get paralyzed by a sorcerer. We should be okay. Oh, there's a sorcerer. Oh, come on. I really want to kill him. He doesn't want to get confused, though. Okay, we got him. Alright. This looks tedious, but it is working, so I cannot complain. If I can get to those precious shops, that's where we're gonna hopefully find some kind of endgame magic. Failing that, I can always switch to Sifmuna, but I don't want to do that just yet. I think Ashen's just stops you from gaining experience for Wrath. But, that wouldn't be great either. Well, also, monsters can track you more easily, but doesn't seem like that big of a deal. Yeah, we've been pretty lucky in terms of no sorcerers. Well, there's a second one. I should say few sorcerers. Look at all this ranged. So I suppose the point of this fork is to reduce tedium, you know, kind of basically just shorten up the game, which, you know, to a large degree I think is an excellent idea. You know, one of the dumbest things about Crawl right now is that extended, you know, everything past your basic 3 or 4 or 5 rune game is just insanely tedious, just really, really bad. Most really good players that I know of don't do it just because it's this very tedious, unnecessary slog, you know, and the only time that you'll see somebody, usually, not always, but usually the only time you're going to see somebody doing a 15 rune game is either they're like a new player, and they, you know, they want to experience it for the first time, or they're sort of being forced to do it by the rules of some sort of tournament. You know, it's giving them points. Robe of Magic Resistance. I might swap to that here in a minute. Maybe now. Yeah. You know, I don't know if I've met a single person who actually enjoys doing extended. It's just that tedious. You know, you get people who are able to think that it's really cool. You know, they think about it and they think that it's really cool because, you know, they haven't experienced it much, and it's very easy to sort of romanticize something that you haven't done yet or haven't done very much. But perspectives change a bit when you've experienced something a few times. You know, I really enjoy Crawl. The first 3 or 4 runes, you know, but I've experienced that. Well, you see how big this channel is. I've done tons of videos, but I haven't gotten bored of it for the most part. And that's because it's, despite the best efforts of some of the staff, some of the development staff, it's still a really entertaining and interesting, you know, mechanically interesting type of game. I got a scatter shot. That sucks. Wasted my last scatter shot. And I suppose you could make the argument that extended is also mechanically interesting, but, you know, it doesn't matter because it just goes on too long. By the time... Part of the problem is that by the time you've gotten to extended, you've already played a whole game. So, you know, in effect, I'm sure that it feels longer than it really is. But that's just something that you're going to have to, as a game designer, take that into account. I mean, I can't think of a particularly good reason why Pandemonium takes so long. Or why Hell Branches are 7. 7 floors each. Well, okay, I'm lying. I can think of a good reason why hell floors are 7 floors each. The idea, I'm sure, is to force people to experience the joy and fun of hell effects. Obviously, I'm speaking a little tongue-in-cheek here, but you know, you're forced to deal with that. But the way it works out is if you're playing optimally, you just leave hell immediately every single time you have to deal with one. So, I mean, is it tactically interesting? I guess, but in a really tedious and not particularly fun way, you know. Your mileage may vary. Another person might think that it's the most fun part of the game, I guess. I think a lot of people are married to the idea of turning your character into an incredible powerhouse, you know, unstoppable, and then experiencing the game like that. But I think that is so... Well, don't get me wrong, it is fun, but it's also sort of anathema to the idea of what Crawl is all about. Where no matter how strong your character gets, he's never unstoppable, you know? That is distortion. I should be a little more careful. He's just wandering off in the wrong direction, huh? That's fine, I suppose we'll do this the old-fashioned way. So, I guess the $1,000 question which you want to ask about every fork is, will Quickcrawl be played a lot? And the points in its favor so far is... I mean, like I said, I like the fact that it's shortened. I think that the dev, for the time being anyway, seems like he's really into it. You know, he seems, I brought a couple things to his attention, or rather asked about them. Other people kind of brought them to his attention, like the fact that Pan and Hell portals were a little busted, and I explained to him in the WCA in the World Crawl Association chat. I explained to him how the code works, how it automatically guarantees a Pan portal on a particular floor, and it does the same thing for Hell. Oh jeez, forget it. And to his credit, he basically fixed it in about 5 minutes. Not that it was a particularly hard thing to fix, but it's a good sign when the developer of a project is that interested in fixing issues. But of course, he just started. He hasn't had a chance to get burned out yet, you know. So we'll see how that goes. By contrast, I like Hellmonk, but I don't think that Bloat Crawl, for example, is his main jam. I think he mostly made it as a joke. I think that if you were to talk about his output on Hellcrawl, I'm sure a lot of really interesting things have happened, because I think he's taking that super seriously. I don't think you're going to see a whole lot of development on Bloat Crawl, which the deep irony there is that Bloat Crawl to me is one of the most interesting things, despite the fact that it was made as a joke almost, just because people are interested in playing new things, janky things, things that are overpowered in some ways and underpowered in others. The usage statistics, and I might be partially to blame for this, maybe, but KR Freak said that the usage statistics indicated that Bloat Crawl was the most played fork on that server, on xcrawl.de. So, I mean, take that as you will, I guess. Maybe people just saw my showcase and wanted to try it out. But I think it's because there's just so much content, you know. So the jokes can be made like, oh, it's bloated, it's bad, whatever. We shouldn't do this with mainline crawl. I'm going to disagree. And you may find it silly, but I would actually be totally for implementing every single one of those backgrounds and species in mainline crawl. Because at the end of the day, why not? Like, does it... even the ones that are really silly, like the robot, and the redneck, it's like, it's just fun, Isn't that the point, to have fun? And obviously balance is not an issue because you've got things like Berserker and Minotaur and Deep Dwarf in the mainline game, which are incredibly powerful. So why can't there be a profound elf, that's like the Deep Elf, only twice as good at casting and half as good at melee, why not? But that's just my thoughts on the matter. There is a bookshop. Let's hope there's good stuff. I see Book of Power. That's real good. That's good enough to win. What else we got? Cantrips. We could get Animate Skeleton. Book of Changes. And Book of the Oath. That's an artifact. Guess that has Summon Mana Viper. Clouds would be okay. We're only going to be able to buy one book, most likely. Book of Fire. All right. Well, that would have Ignition. That would be a way to just kind of crap all over the rest of the game for a while anyway. 99% fail rate, unfortunately. Chances are good we're going to go for Book of Power. If there was statue form, I'd go for that. How about these rings? We can curse some of these. Our core plus stealth, intelligence. Gosh, I'd like to get Ignition, because then we could just blow out Spider and Shoals and even Slime. But this is not like some of the other forks I've played. There's still hunger, so I need to be wary of that. We'll get Book of Power. We'll get Iron Shot. And we're going to go over to these rings and probably buy Ring of Intelligence. Yeah, unfortunately. I'd like to get some other stuff, but... Well, I could get Resist Corrosion. Which I guess I probably want to do because, well, do we have resistance? No, I'm going balls to the wall. We're gonna get intelligence. You are partially bound. All right. I had hoped to try to finish this out in an hour. But combined with the first two failed attempts, seems like we've probably failed to... Well, I'll tell you what, I'm not gonna be finishing 15 runes, even if the game is short, in the next 7 minutes. So we'll turn this into probably 2 or 3 videos. New guy, the Slayer, Journeyman Minotaur and Berserker of Trog. We can beat him, probably. Blink. Blink. We can beat him if the game wants to cooperate. Why don't I just walk away? Blink. Susceptible to fire. Oh, jeez. Got him. Okay. I knew we could do that. It was just a matter of surviving for a minute. So where do we want to go? Elf is open. All of the lair branches are open. Vaults, I think, has been... I don't think you need a rune to enter vaults. So that might be enterable as well. Everywhere kind of sucks. I'll say that. Everywhere kind of sucks. However, we do have Spellforge Servitor. So we're going to use him. I'd like to Amnesia off Magic Dart, but no Amnesia. We may have to swap to Sif Muna. We should have, by the way, gone for Sif Muna immediately. Oops. Let me think about this. What's the safest? Whoa! When did we get Val Clutch? Are you joking? When did I get Lightning Spark? Have I just been pressing O a bunch and not... We got the Wombo combo, guys. We did it. We did it, Reddit. We have Val Clutch and Lightning Spark. I guess I must have found them in... Unfortunately, books are not items anymore, so I can't look and see where I found this stuff. I suppose I could probably look in the dump file. Willing to bet it was sitting on... I bet it was sitting on the ground of that Ghost Vault, perhaps. Or something. That's what I get for not paying attention, I guess. And no, it must have been... I don't see it in the log, so it must have been before... Jeez. Well, can't complain. We are really good to go now. Well, sort of. Defensively speaking, we're not doing so hot, but we got tons of spells. Some of the best spells, in fact. BVC plus Iron Shot will let me just obliterate things. I wish I had gone for Blade Hands now, because Blade Hands plus BVC is good enough to essentially win the entire game right then and there. That's okay, though. Let's, I'm thinking Spider. Things will be up close and personal, and BVC can take them out. Whereas with Shoals, it'll be a lot of ranged, which would be kind of annoying for this guy. Then again, I could go into Elf and do the Wombo combo. The BVC. Yeah. And I'm killing things really quickly with Iron Shot is the other thing. Okay. I'm going to mark these down for purchase, but not actually get them. Oh, hey, you know what? I can afford the other Ring of Intelligence now. Why don't we just get it? Why don't we curse it? And now we're fully bound in jewelry, so look at that. A solid pile of points. Quite a lot, actually. That's like four points. Orange crystal statue. I got excited for a second. I thought it might be what's-her-face. Unfortunately not. Roxanne would have been good to... Would have been a good find, though. Well, this is a bit of an issue. So let's pop up the Spire. Nice. Ah, man, I want to put this thing on. Maybe not. I guess I have 4 remove curse. It would be okay. Oh, it's just +0. And of course it kind of wrecks my Spellforge Servitor. We're going to remove it. I could have taken off the sling as well, but I'm fairly happy with it. Although if I had a staff, I would feel differently. Here we go, more shops. Scattershot, Ice Blast. I see a dearth of gold. That's an interesting thing about this, is that you don't seem to get a lot of gold. Digging. I see a lot of things I want to buy as well. That's a very good ring. Wand of Acid, very good. I tell you what this feels like. This feels a little bit like a turn count run. I'm not exactly... I mean, it feels like a turn count run where I'm a little less underleveled. Oh man. I don't like the fact that I was blocked in here. So I used that. Immolate. We're running out of mana. We're gaining a ton of experience off these elves. Can't complain about that. We need to get out of here though. But I'll tell you what I can do is I can just evoke feet. Just walk away. It looks like we've hit an hour. I gotta tell you, if I think that if I hadn't lost those two ogres and I had started out with wizards, we could have at least gotten a couple runes. So the game is obviously much shorter, but I think the real shortening of the game is going to shine when I get into Extended. I am going to do 15 runes to kind of showcase the whole game, and I think that I can probably finish the whole thing next video in less than an hour, without even playing particularly quickly. So we'll pause here. I'll kind of do a little thinking on where I want to take the character, but so far I'm enjoying myself. I think it's a pretty cool fork. I think that if you are finding the mainline game tedious and boring, this might be a fun thing to try out. But I'm going to reserve final judgment probably until I finish and see what Extended is like, because I imagine that'll be probably the main draw for me, because I never do Extended unless I have to, just because it's so boring. But I could see this going in an interesting direction if development is kept up on it. So I'm going to stop here, and until next time, I'm signing out. Hey guys, I hope you enjoyed my video. Now you may not know this, but Bitcoin is a great passion of mine. If you want to help me out, and help yourself out in the process, take a look at rosecrypto.com to learn about Bitcoin and other cryptocurrencies. If you buy some Bitcoin using my referral links, you'll get an extra $10 worth of Bitcoin for free. And if you sign up for Binance using my links, I can teach you all about trading altcoins as well. Either way, please like and subscribe to help this channel grow. And if you really want to go the extra mile, take a look at my Patreon below. Thanks for watching and have a great day.